day. I hope you all are doing great. This is just going to be a very short live. This is more like an advice to our African brothers and sisters who just feel like the only way is to go to Europe, or the only way for survival is to go to Europe or to the US rather than staying in Africa and trying to fix Africa. I'm sure most of you might have heard of this new law in the UK that's going to be from what the Prime Minister said, they are trying everything possible to stop illegal migrants. They want to change the law because at first, if you go to the UK illegally, you can seek for asylum. You can maybe create a story and tell the UK government, and they'll have compassion for you and give you asylum. Which you are going to be there maybe after some months or some time. They will not give you papers. If that is how the UK law works. But I'm sure is the same thing. It's not far from it. So now the UK, from what the Prime Minister said, that there's going to be a total change starting from next year, early next year. They want to implement a law that they are going to be strict on migrants that are in the UK that don't have papers and that are coming to the UK to seek for asylum. There will be no more asylum for illegal migrants in the UK. If you come to the UK illegally, the man said if he is unable to stop the migrant boat into getting to the UK, then there will be no more asylum for you. If you come to the UK illegally, they will send you back to your country. And then even if you want to be like, maybe you want to create a story, you want to form a story to tell the UK government, they will tell you to first of all go to your country first. Once you are in your country, then they will start now looking for a means if they will grant you the asylum. And 100% fact is that they will not even grant you the asylum. They will not grant you the asylum because that is clearly what the Prime Minister said. So they will just maybe try to play along with you, and immediately as you are sent back, if you are caught illegally migrating into the UK, they are sending you back. There is no room for asylum. There is no more room for asylum. They are sending you back to your country with a ban, all right, with a total ban that you are never going to return to the UK anymore. So, and then the second law that there were many laws, there were many things that the Prime Minister said. And the second thing was, if you are coming with student visas, because many migrants, when they go to the UK with student visas, going there as if they want to go and study, when they are in the UK, they are going to use these student visas. They are going to file for their other family members to come join them in the UK, and people have started complaining. The UK government was like, this is going to stop. We are going to put a stop to this. If you are coming to the UK with a student visa, you're just going to be there to study. You are not going to bring other people along with you, bring your family members, bring your spouse, anybody. So they just want to, bring down anything that the migrants, any logic that the migrants have been having concerning traveling there and taking advantage of the government. And I don't really see a problem with this, because in every country the government must make sure that the economy must remain stable. The economy must not suffer. All right. Even in even in other African countries, there is no government that will allow people to enter their countries illegally. So for me as an African, though many of our brothers and sisters might not be happy with this law, but for me as an African, I see the people trying to defend their country, trying to protect their country's economy. And remember, UK has left the European Union, so they are now standing on their own. They are no more into the European Union. So for me, what the Prime Minister was saying, for me, I see no problem with that. But I think this is more to teach Africans that are migrating. Some people might be telling me, but Nelson, there are many other migrants. Why are you only focusing on Africans? Yeah, I know that there are many other migrants, not only Africans, but majority, around 80% of the migrants that you are going to see are from Africa. So that is why I'm mostly focusing. And besides, I'm focusing but on my people, right? I'm focusing on my people. So now, my main advice for Africans, my main advice for Africans that just feel like the only solution is to go to Europe. I want you also to think about this. If the UK finally implements this law early next year, and there is a total ban into illegal migrants in the UK, no more asylum, and maybe the UK will become a very, very difficult for you to get into. Do you think other countries are not going to follow suit just with time? All right. If the UK close its borders to immigrants, the other European countries also close their borders, because I'm sure if this law finally takes place early next year, some people will be looking for other alternatives. Some people will be looking for other means to get to the UK, or to look for other countries that they have not yet put this law. So my main question for Africans is: are we just only going to keep living our lives, you know, moving into other people's country, moving into these European countries, the same countries that you are complaining that you are having injustice, you are experiencing injustice there, but still yet you are moving there? And do not get me wrong, I am not against traveling. I am not against people traveling to other people's countries. No, I'm totally not against that. But traveling there, majority, if majority of my people are leaving their own countries to go to other people's countries to look for a good life, then I think that is a problem. That is where the problem lies, right? That is where there is a problem. Because if you want to look into this country, they are not superhumans, all right? All what they have, we can also achieve that, even more than that. So they are not superhumans. Some people might be telling me, well, Nelson, our leaders are the one doing this. Our leaders, our African leaders, are the one doing this. Do not blame us. But there was a saying that when we were young, they always tell us that we are going to be the leaders of tomorrow. If you think that our leaders are the problem, then what are we doing? What are we doing to solve the situation? Is it about voting good leaders? What do we need? We need to sit down and say, okay, let us try to solve this problem. Let us try to put in good leaders that are going to have compassion for the people, not even compassion, good leaders that will be able to know that the first priority is the people. All right, because if you go to all these European countries, you are going to realize that the governments there care for the people first. All right, the governments they care for the people. So if many of us are like, it's our leaders and other stuff, and whatsoever problem that we might be facing here in Africa that is not allowing us to grow, or to reach, because our brothers and sisters that are going to these countries feel like these countries are more than their own countries economically, which it might be true. But the main question is, what are you doing to fix your own countries? Okay, just in case UK close its borders, the other countries in Europe follow suit. Americans also close their borders, and there is no more way for you to travel to look for greener pastures. What are you going to do? Are you going to, I don't really know how I can say it. You are going to come back to your country. That is what I believe. You are going to come back to your country. So, like I said before, I am not against people traveling to other countries. I'm totally not against that. But we should try to acknowledge the fact that we have a problem. There is a problem here in Africa that we need to fix. We need to come together as one people and stand in order to solve this issue. That's why I always tell you all the time that I am trying everything hard to be like South Africans. Other Africans need to learn from South Africans, because they are not leaving their country no matter the situation. We have everything. in the motherland. These countries, if you even want to look on their resources compared to many countries here in Africa, you're going to realize that so many countries here in Africa even have more resources than this UK, than these other European countries. So now, what is the problem? Recently, a former Navy SEAL officer, Eric Prince, talks about how America needs to come and recognize Africa because Africans are unable to govern themselves. Are you unable to govern yourself? Can't you govern yourself? Can't you fix your own problem? Even though we know that there is a motive behind all of that, but this is just to tell you that the main thing is not to travel to other people's country and leaving your country behind and be like, let me just forget about my country for now. Let me just go to this country to look for better life. Because in as much as I've always told you all that, in as much as we don't want to fix Africa, in as much as we know that there is a serious problem in Africa. Well, not really that serious problem, but in as much as we know that there is a problem in Africa, and we are leaving this problem to go to, we are running away from this problem, the problem will still be there waiting for you. All right, the problem will still be there waiting for us. Whenever we are going to come back, we are still going to come and meet this problem. The solution to solve a problem is not to run away. I'm always telling Africans this. The solution to solve a problem is not to run away. If is that pan-Africanism is going to be what is going to solve, what is going to fix our problem, then we should all go in for pan-Africanism. We should all strive for pan-Africanism. All right. So this is the message that I said, let me share with you all today on this live, because you know whenever I'm seeing our brothers and sisters crossing the Mediterranean Sea, crossing the oceans, putting their lives at risk just to get to these countries, which I don't even see what is even in these countries. Many people are complaining that if you are in these countries, you are mostly going to live in debt. All right, it's going to take you a very difficult time for you to gather yourself, for you to even make money. Yes, you might be seeing the money, but tax is going to collect all this money from you. So going to these European countries, I don't even see the reason, I don't even see the need of us going there. Meanwhile, we have a very rich and blessed land. We have a very, land filled with resources that if we stand and fix the problem that Africa is having, we are going to be the biggest in the world. We are going to be more advanced than any other country in this world. So what is the reason for us leaving our problems behind and trying to get to somewhere else? And now these people are now closing their borders, are now telling you that you are not welcome here. Go back to your country. I mean, I've watched some videos where a guy was saying that maybe you are going to be in the UK. Maybe you will just be walking down, down the road, and some elderly person will just approach you and be nice to you and be like, hello, what is your name? And when you tell the person your name, the person will just be like, are you from Africa? Yes, I am from Africa. Then you need to go back to Africa. That's what the person is going to be telling you. Go back to Africa. We don't need you here. Go back to Africa. Go back to where you come from. So how long are we going to keep traveling? How long do we think that we can keep doing this? How long do we think that traveling is only going to be the one to solve our problems? How long? How long do we feel, or how long do we think that traveling is the only solution to our problems? Because in as much as I am concerned, traveling out of the motherland is no solution to our problems. You cannot have a problem and then you are running away from the problem. Right? You cannot have a problem and you are running away from the problem. So this is the message that I said, let me, pass across to our African brothers and sisters. This is what I said. Let me pass across to our African brothers and sisters. So if the UK is going to be implementing this law, what are you going to do about it? What is it going to be your stakes? I want you to learn something from this. That is a problem. You need to learn something from this. All right, so it's going to just be a short life. I think that's going to be all for now. So that's what I said. Let me share with you all today. Thank you all for everybody that participated on the live. There was a lot of work to do in Africa. Have a nice day.